Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wisconsin Greg Show today. I thought I'd just pop in here and show you a few things I'm doing around here today. This video will be kind of jumping all over the place. Kind of getting a little, I've always been a little bit of a prepper, but I'm kind of doing a few things extra with, the CV thing going around. From my understanding, I can't really say the word or I'll get demonetized. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Let me know if you know if that's true. I heard that from another YouTube channel. But anyways, I'm pretty sure you know what that's all about, what broke out in China and stuff over there. And it's heading our way. So I thought I'd get a little bit more prepared, do a little bit more than what I have in the past, and do a couple things that I've never tried before. One thing is freezing milk. I know people do it all the time. I know people that do it and they say it's fine. You just let it thaw out and shake it up. So I'm doing that. I got about 3 bottles or jugs of milk in the freezer right now. I drained out where the handle is. I drained it down to about the middle of the handle because you got to have room for it to expand. So that's one thing I'm trying. I don't need to show you that. That's pretty basic. The other thing I'm doing is freezing eggs. I'd kind of like to have a silicone thing to dump my eggs in. It'd probably be easier to get out, but I don't have one the size that I need right now. Because my plan is I'm putting 3 eggs together because that'll be used for most of the things that I need. For all my baking things I make for brownies and stuff, they all call for 3 eggs. And most of my breakfasts I use 3 eggs, or like it'll be either scrambled eggs or used for an omelet. So that's why I'm putting 3 eggs into it'll be like a little puck. And actually they're a cupcake tin is what I'm using. And hopefully 3 eggs will fit in one. I haven't tried this yet. So we'll see. Gonna freeze them and then dump them out and then put them into a plastic food saver bag. And I'm gonna leave extra on the end of the bag so that every time I open it up I can cut a section off. And then I can stick it back in the food saver and reseal it up again. So that's a new thing I'm trying. So with my cupcake tin, I should be able to get 3 dozen eggs in here. 3 dozen eggs last me a long time. If anything happens and I don't want to go to the grocery store and risk getting sick, that could be flu or anything, or the CV thing that's coming our way, or who knows what. I'll have some food, most of the basic staples. I got the milk and eggs, and I got some cereals, and I'm in pretty good shape. I got lots of other stuff too, but the basic staples can make you do more. I got frozen bread dough that I bought also. So all I have to do is pull that out, let it rise, and then bake it in the oven. So I have fresh bread. I also froze some hamburger buns and hot dog buns, and so I'm in pretty good shape. Stocked up on some hamburger and some hot dogs, and got some sloppy Joe mix and stuff like that. I'm gonna be freezing some onions, so I'll make sure I have them. I also have peppers chopped up and froze from the garden yet from last year. I still have some of them left, and it won't be long. The garden will be kicking in again, so we'll be good shape. So anyways, I'm going to switch this camera down. You can see me dumping the eggs into the cupcake tin here, and we'll see if 3 eggs fit into one. And then we'll go on and from there. It's a beautiful day today. It's supposed to get up into the 50s here in Wisconsin. And from here on out, it looks like it's going to be pretty warm by the extended schedule. So this snow will be disappearing what we have. It's going fast right now. So anyways, maybe in the video I'll show you around a little bit how the snow's disappearing. That's another problem in the area. There's some houses still flooding in the area. We have some house floodings around the Lake Lorraine area, and they ain't been able to get no relief. I go to the town board meetings and nobody so far has been able to help these people. That's kind of sad. The DNR and the local and county, and they even went higher up, I believe. I can't remember who they talked to, but so far they haven't been getting no help. The guy actually is raising his house right now. He's paying to have the basement raised. You can't really sell a house that's you know, getting flooded or whatever. So he's got to raise it either if he wants to stay there or get rid of it. And with this snow melting, it sure ain't gonna make things no better. There's already one road closed here in my township due to the water running over the road. And there's another road by somewhere where these houses are that are having flooding that the water is right up to the edge of the road, I heard. So it's been kind of a weird year. Actually, it was last year and is carrying over into this year, and now this snow melting. Hopefully it kind of melts slow, so it kind of drains off or soaks in instead of floods. But anyways, that's some of the things that are going around this area. So I'm gonna switch the camera over here, and you can watch me see all these eggs, if they're gonna fit in here or not, and we'll go on from there and do some other stuff. So here we go. Okay, I'm sorry about the first part of the video. I forgot to plug in my microphone, but I kind of listened to it and it sounds like you can hear me okay, but it should be a lot better now, hopefully. So sorry about that. Don't make fun of my egg cracking abilities. I'm not a good egg cracker. Well, I'm only going to be able to put 2 in each one. So, let's see. I'm going to have to do some math here and figure this out. So actually it'll be pretty simple. I'll just do one whole tray with 2 eggs per thing, and then after those all freeze and I get them out, I'll do another whole tray of just 1 egg in each one. So that'll work out. So then I can either decide if I want 2 eggs or 1 egg, or I could put 2 and 1 together and have 3 eggs. So I would kind of prefer to have 3 eggs together, but this will work. I could use plastic cups, but I don't want to waste all them cups. So just going to do it this way. It's this way I got more choices, I guess. So that'll work. Okay, I got these all in there. I kind of took a quick peek on the internet and checked about this, and I was just going to leave them like this, and most places they kind of recommend that they're blended together. I can't quite understand something about the reason that sounds like the yolk part turns into a gel or something, so it sounds like they're better if they're mixed together so it doesn't get that jelly consistency. That's the way I understand it anyway, so it won't matter anyways, because mine eggs are going to be used for baking and for scrambled eggs and omelets and stuff. So I was just going to leave them like this and mix them up later, but this is fine. I'll just give them a little whisk with a plastic fork here, and hopefully I got to be careful here. Just to get the yolk mixed in with the white part. And I'll play around with this for a little bit, and then I'll be right back with you. Kind of got the hang of how to blend these in here pretty easy, actually. I'll just figured I'd show you. You just stab at the yolk and lift it up and let it fall through the fork. Just keep doing that. Not much work, it just takes a few seconds for each one here. And that works pretty good. Just let it run through your fork tines and blends it all. It gets incorporated all together pretty well. Saving all my shells, I'm going to throw them out in my garden. So nothing's going to go to waste here. Now I'm going to put these in the freezer. And I have to be very careful with these because they're pretty full. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, I grabbed an ice cube tray that I had here because I kind of want to get this done. I don't want to wait for them to freeze and the cupcake things and have to go back and redo another batch. So I want to get them all done at one time. So I dumped an egg in one of these and it fills up one of these trays perfectly. So I dumped it back out into the bowl here and I put all the eggs in there and I'm going to give them a whisk and I'm going to fill up 12 of these and then stick these into the freezer. Then they'll all get done at the same time. Whisk these up and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, I actually come up with like 2 extra cubes full of eggs, which is okay. I did test the first one, it fit in one perfectly. So some of the eggs must have been just a little bit bigger, so it gave me a little bit extra. That's fine, I'll count it as 1 egg. So it's just a bonus. So I'm going to put these in the freezer, and I'm going to go dump my eggshells out in my garden. And I'll be back with you when these get all frozen, and we'll show you how we're going to bag these up. Hello, I'm back. I'm not here yet to bag up the eggs yet. I want to make sure they're good and froze solid. So I've been doing lots of stuff around the house. I've been chopping onions, chopping carrots, chopping celery, cutting up lettuce, 2 loads of laundry. I still got 1 more load of laundry to go yet. And then I ran to town and went to the ATM and got some money and got some gas and ran to the grocery store. I had to get some ranch dip for my carrots and celery so I can mix with sour cream. And I've been running around doing all kinds of stuff today, so I figured I got a thing of water that I keep for drinking water, and I usually run over to this artesian well. I've done this video about that before, but I figured I'd bring you along and you can see what kind of snow we got left on the ground and stuff. And actually I'll show you where that road is blocked because of water and stuff, and because I'm gonna have to go around the long ways, but I'll drive down there and just show you they got it blocked off supposedly with concrete barriers so nobody can sneak through there anymore. But I figured I'd show you what it's like around here with the weather. It got up to 52 degrees was the highest. Now it's down to about 42. It's about 5:30 p.m. right now. It's Sunday afternoon. So I'm going to turn this camera around and let you see when I get down to where this road is supposedly blocked off because of water in the area. It's over by Lake Lorraine. And then I'll have to go around the other way to get to the artesian well. But I'll show you. So I'll turn this camera around here in just a minute and I'll be right back with you so you can see what it's like around here. Well, we're coming up to where it was. Back there a ways they had signs said no through traffic, and here you can see pretty well. That's all ice down there over the road, so that's why they got her blocked off. And they do have concrete barriers. Looks like people have maybe tried to go down there and tried to get around it, but they ain't going through there, I'll tell you that. Because on each edge of there is a big drop off and you go right into the lake. So it just shows you what it's like around here with the flooding around Lake Lorraine. But we still got quite a bit of snowfall on the side, especially where there was corn stalks in the fields and in the woods. Seems like the corn stalks gather more snow, it collects there more. And then like where it's plowed ground or soybean ground, it seems to melt quicker. I don't know. That's just the way it is. Here's the barricade that was up further. They have it so you can get through one lane so that the people that are living down there can get to their houses. So anyways, I'm gonna put you on pause here for a little bit and I'll be right back with you. So I figured I'd come on here and talk to you a little bit. There's the radio station on the right hand side there, 104.5 from the area. That used to be a bar from years ago called the Whitehill. And they turned it into a radio station. It's getting dark here pretty quick, so I gotta get kind of moving here. But when I was in town, actually before I was in town, I was kind of thinking with all this sickness and stuff going on, I should probably maybe get myself some hand sanitizer. Wouldn't be a bad thing to carry around in the truck. I looked kind of online, and it seems like all you could get is like huge amounts, like 100 bottles at a time, or if you did find smaller bottles, they were really expensive. And so I thought I'd check in town. I checked at the grocery store. They were totally out of it. They had a couple different kinds, and every one was gone. So I went over to Walgreens and checked, and I asked the guy if they had any. He took me to the shelf. They were all empty. Took me to the little tiny travel ones, and they were all empty. So they didn't have any. But then when I was checking out on the way out, right by the counter up in there, the checkout, they did have some little tiny ones, which is all I need. They're 2 ounces, so I ended up buying 2 of them. I figured it's a good thing to carry around in the truck with me, especially after I got out of that ATM. I'm like looking at them buttons on that ATM machine, and I'm like, wow, this thing is filthy. I bet they have never cleaned it. And I'm thinking, I just got gas. That's probably pretty filthy, that nozzle holding on to that. So I'm going to start using this stuff just to be on the safe side. Don't want to be getting sick. If I can help getting sick, it's all worth it. That $1.29 for a bottle of hand sanitizer is well worth it. Not sure if it'll actually work, but I'm sure it probably ain't going to hurt nothing. So, anyways, I was going to tell you, I was watching a movie about a video about over in China, how they're having all the problem over there, and boy, they're really into trying to prevent it. I mean, looked like it in that video. They only allow the people out of their like apartments or buildings or where they live like 3 times a week, I think. And they have to go up and down elevators. There's toothpicks there. They grab a toothpick to push the elevator buttons, and when they're done with the toothpick, they shove it into a piece of styrofoam that gets thrown out later. And the cars, when they're going from one place to another place, you got to stick their heads up the window, and they test their foreheads to see if they got a fever, and then they got to run through certain areas. Their vehicles had to run through these things that just like sprayed a fine mist all over the vehicle, some kind of thing that killed germs, some kind of, I don't know if it was what it was, alcohol or bleach or something like that. Sprayed your whole car, and they showed them in front of the businesses, spraying all the sidewalks and doorways and anything that could be caught, you could catch a germ from. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. I've never seen anything like that. So it's something to think about. If you ever get a chance, go online and check some of those videos out of people over there. I don't know, that guy was just over there. I can't remember. I think he had some friends over there and stuff. And they had a baby even over there, but they weren't going out, but they were still worried. It's pretty scary stuff. So something to check out on the internet. It's some pretty interesting videos from over there. But anyways, I'll be up here pretty soon getting this water. I don't know why I get this water. My water is probably just as good. But this water is pretty good, I have to admit. So a lot of people come here to get it. So I still got a lot of stuff to do at home. I got another load of laundry to do today, and I do have a water filter, a Berkey water filter. I want to clean that yet today and get some nice cold drinking water in the refrigerator. It's just been a busy day, so I'll put this on pause here for a little bit. When I get there to the well, I'll show you the artesian well where I get my water for drinking once in a while. I don't do it all the time, but it's kind of a backup. That's another thing I was going to mention to you is if you're going to get a thing to store some extra water in for emergencies and stuff, and you have to, if you're going to go get your water like I am at this artesian well or something like that, you might want to think of getting smaller containers. Mine, I think, is a 5-gallon, and let me tell you, when that's full of water, it's pretty heavy. You might want to think of getting like 2.5 gallons or something like that, because when you get older, you got to plan ahead. This stuff gets pretty heavy. So that's just a thought. So I'll see you in a little bit at the artesian well. Here's a sign about the well. Been flowing steadily since 1895. That's a long, long time to be running and never quitting. So, ain't much here, just a little bench here, a couple benches to sit in, and just a place people come here and get water. No pets allowed. That's all it is. They got a little spout on the side there so you can fill up containers. And the excess just runs down into a little runoff here. And as far as I know, I think this runs into Whitewater Lake. As far as I know. I do have another video I made about this. I'll leave the link down in the description. You can check it out later. Sorry, I had to kind of end that kind of short there. I had another lady pull up, and she was kind of waiting for me, so I had to hurry up and fill up my jug and get out of there. I think she had the same kind of idea I did, is park close so you don't have to carry it so far to your vehicle. So anyways, I'm on my way back home, and it looks beautiful out here. The sun's going down. I figured I'll meet you back at the house, and we'll get them eggs frozen up, or bagged up I should say, and we'll get them put back in the freezer, and that'll be the end of this video. But anyways, we'll meet you back at the house in just a little bit. Catch you in a bit. Bye now. Hello everyone. Well, I'm back, and actually it's the next day. I'll tell you what had happened, or why I waited till the next day. As I read in some of the articles, if you do like I did in the metal cupcake pans, and then the ice cube tray was solid plastic, pretty solid, and so it wasn't like the silicone, which they all recommend. They are very, 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 very hard to get out. So like the big cupcake ones, I had to set the cupcake pans into a little bit of lukewarm water to soften it up a little bit so I could get them out. And then ice cube ones, I had to do the same thing, and I also had to pry along the sides with like a butter knife to get them out. And doing that makes them a little bit stickier. So what I did is I put them back in the freezer so they would be nice and solid, and once they were out, so I left them overnight because I don't want them to all stick together. So I'm going to hurry up and get these in a bag and seal them up. And I got the bag marked. I got it marked, let's see if you can read that, but I just wrote 1 egg puck and 2 egg pucks. And then I put the date on here when I'm freezing them. And I want to hurry up and get these in the freezer. So I'm going to take you over there by my food saver, and we'll show you how I'm going to seal these up. Okay, I hurried up and I threw them in here. I got them all mixed up so I can grab whatever I want. And I left a lot of extra on the end of the bag here so I can cut it, and then I can reach in there, take out what I want, and reseal it up again. There'll still be enough here. So I'm going to stick this in here and seal these up. And here we go. And there we go, all ready for the freezer. So, just like as I was saying, I'll never do this again unless I have silicone trays to do it in, because it's almost impossible to get these things out of a metal tray or a hard plastic tray. They're a whole lot different than ice. They got more flexible, they're a little bit more flexible, kind of more rubbery, and they really stick to the whatever you got them in. So anyways, with silicone, I'm sure it would be no problem. You could just flip the silicone thing inside out and pop them out. Be much easier, and that'll be what I'll do if I ever do this again. And I'm guessing I'll do this again if it turns out. When I do use them for cooking or something, I'll let you know how it worked in some of my future videos. So let me turn this camera around here just a moment. Well, thanks for coming along on my adventures and watching my videos. I hope if you took anything out of this, I hope it's that you won't even give this a try unless you have a silicone mold. I absolutely would totally tell you to absolutely not even give it a try if you don't have silicone molds. They're horrible to get out. They're more like flexible or rubbery. So anyways, thanks for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next Wisconsin Greg Show. Bye now.